Let us begin the next chapter in Science 2, which is the second last chapter in Science 2 for us. Chapter number 7, Introduction to Microbiology. It's very funny that the name of a chapter is Introduction to Microbiology. So it means that this chapter will be full of bits and pieces of information. Nothing in detail, but a lot of small information. Right? And when we look at the chapter content, which is always given under the name of the chapter in the textbook, this is the first thing that is given in the chapter. 3 main points: applied microbiology, industrial microbiology, and products. So we are going to understand microbiology, and then we will understand applied industrial microbiology and what products are made. Now, in a very simple way to understand microbiology, micro is a prefix that is used to refer to, or an adjective which is used to refer to very small things, very small organisms or very small things. Biology is the study of life, study of the organism. So microbiology is the study of small things, study of small organisms, microbes, unicellular organisms. Not necessarily, but yes, small microbes. So when we say microbes, the things that should come to our mind are bacteria, virus, yeast, fungi. Why are we going to study? Are we going to study diseases? No. We are going to study how these microorganisms and their enzymes, how these microorganisms and their enzymes are useful for us. In applied microbiology, we will understand how the enzymes and the microbes are useful to us in general, whether it is on a small scale or it is at a big scale. In industrial microbiology, we will understand how the same enzymes and the microbes can be used in a factory setting, in an industry setting, to help human beings on a large scale. So when we say applied microbiology, it is a concept of using something. For example, when we use trigonometry to find the height or distance, it is called applied trigonometry. When we use the concept of heat and heat transfer to design a refrigerator, it is called application of heat. Microbiology in itself is the study of the microbes, microorganisms. Applied microbiology is using that study to help us to make our lives better. Enzymes, you see here, and microbes, both. And when we do it in a commercial scale, it's called industrial microbiology. Examples of industrial microbiology, or what do we mainly do with industrial microbiology? 2 things. One, we produce a lot of different things. We produce. And most of this production uses the common method, which is called fermentation. Examples: bread, cheese, wine, other chemicals, enzymes, other nutrients, medicines, production of different materials. The second main application, or the second main feature, it's not feature, second main application of microbiology at the industrial scale is garbage management and pollution control. How the microorganisms can be used to manage our kachra, the garbage that we produce, and how we can use the same microorganisms to reduce the pollution, to prevent pollution, to avoid pollution. So these are connected towards green energy, towards green life. We all know We all know about the fermentation process. All of us know. All of us have used idli, dosa, bread, cake, dahi, curd, yogurt. All these products are made basically by fermentation of milk. Fermentation of milk. And the textbook starts by asking, do you remember which microbe is used or which microbes are used for this process? Can you tell me without turning the page, just looking at this page? The answer is there. Can you identify which microorganism is used for fermentation of milk? Chanda is saying lactobacillus. Okay, is correct. Now, can you tell me what kind of, yes, Karina, correct, lactobacillus. Now tell me what kind of microorganism is this? Is it a bacteria? Is it a virus? It is a fungi? Is it a protozoa? Is it a yeast? What is it? Very good, Chan. It's a bacteria. It's a bacteria. So we ferment milk. Why? To preserve it. Agar hum milk ko khali chhod denge, then it becomes stale. But when we ferment it, then the products that are obtained, they can be stored for much longer time. For example, cheese, butter, cream, yogurt. You find out what kefir is. And why is this happening? Why does the milk go bad? Because milk has a lot of water in it. And that water is a good medium for growth of microorganisms. And when the microorganisms grow, the food becomes stale. So one of the things that we do when we are preserving any food item is we remove the water from it. जब हम अचार भी बनाते हैं, if you know how pickles are made, the vegetables are dried. Then they are dipped in oil, so that causes more loss of water. And the layer of oil prevents moisture from the air getting back into the vegetables. Yes, you have named it correctly. We use the bacteria which is called lactobacillus. It is called lactobacillus because this bacteria uses the lactose sugar to convert into lactic acid. And while this is happening, when the glucose, the lactose, which is not a glucose, which is a sugar, when the lactose is converted into lactic acid, I'm sure you will remember lactic acid from respiration, anaerobic respiration. Another thing happens, which is the proteins are separated from the fats. Milk proteins are coagulated, means वो इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं, वो गाढ़े हो जाते हैं, वो अलग हो जाते हैं. So we use the lactobacillus, which converts lactose sugar into lactic acid, and the lactic acid causes the coagulation of the proteins. And this is this protein and fat that we separate. While this is happening, we add certain chemicals to it, some chemicals to improve its life, some chemicals to add flavor to it. One example is diacetyl. You're not adding it, it is formed. So what does diacetyl do? Diacetyl, how do we know we are eating or getting diacetyl? जब बटर की जो खुशबू होती है, जो बटर का जो टेस्ट होता है, that is because of diacetyl. Butter means मक्खन. So whatever the dairy products are, the dairy products, whether it is milk or not milk, yogurt, cheese, butter, all of them are prepared with fermentation of milk, which is carried out by lactobacillus, a bacteria, a microorganism. Another dairy product is yogurt, and not just any yogurt. Nowadays, market is full of different types of yogurts. So to make yogurt, this is slightly different from dahi. हम जब दही बनाते हैं हम घर पे ही बना लेते हैं. Right? Yogurt is a little bit hi-fi, more technical than curd. Dahi is curd, yogurt is yogurt. I don't know the Hindi equivalent of yogurt. It has some addition. We also used milk powder while it is being fermented. We use these more other bacteria also, Streptococcus thermophilus. We need to know this name, Streptococcus thermophilus. We use Lactobacillus delbrueckii, 1:1 proportion are added. So जो lactic acid जो बनता है वो फिर प्रोटीन को they coagulate and it makes the milk dense. We say diacetyl is also formed, so acetaldehyde is formed here, which gives the specific taste and flavor to the yogurt. And of course, various other things are mixed. Maybe actual fruits and actual real things or flavors of those things. Some examples are given: strawberry, banana. And I'm sure you are aware of this method, which is called pasteurization. There was a time when people used to go to a cow, milk the cow to get the milk. And they had to consume the milk then and there, immediately, because the milk would go stale. Also, if people, the milk also may contain bacteria, viruses, which would cause diseases. Louis Pasteur, I think a French scientist, designed this method where he heated the milk and then cooled it very, very fast, which killed the bacteria, which killed the harmful microorganisms in the milk. It made it safe for consumption, and it increased its life. This is the kind of milk that we get when we buy the milk in packets. It says pasteurized milk. Butter is also produced in the same way. Butter is makhan. Cheese, we know cheese as paneer. Paneer is only one type of cheese. I think in English it's called cottage cheese. Outside of our country, mainly in Europe, there are hundreds of types of cheese that are made and consumed. What happens? How is this produced? Of course, whether we are pasteurizing the milk or just we are producing yogurt or butter or cheese, we will have to test it. Then we add microbes. Now the microbes here are different: Lactobacillus lactis, Lactobacillus cremoris, and Streptococcus thermophilus. It's an interesting name, Streptococcus thermophilus. Thermophilus means heat loving, which makes the milk sour. खट्टा करता थोड़ा उसको. And then to make it dense, we add whey. Whey is another thing, which is water in yogurt. It needs to be removed. We also use enzymes, rennet. Lots of names to be remembered. और ये rennet कहाँ से मिलता है? From the alimentary canal of cattle. Alimentary canal is the digestive system of cattle. So to make cheese, we need the milk that we are getting from animals, and we also need this enzyme called rennet, which we get from animals only. So those of you who think you are non-vegetarian, Think about this. Interesting fact. But don't worry. This was done earlier. But now another enzyme called protease is used for the same purpose, which is derived from a fungus. For vegetarian cheese. The cheese obtained from rennet is not technically vegetarian. It's non-vegetarian cheese. And then the cheese is produced. It is cut into pieces. साफ किया जाता है, पैक किया जाता है और बेच दिया जाता है. कलर किया जाता है, फ्लेवर दिया जाता है. So although in India there is no strong culture of in Indian food of cheese, we have paneer definitely, but since the time we are having pizzas. Of course, it comes with multiple toppings of the cheese, and that is not the normal cheese that we use in our Matar Paneer. Okay. Cheddar, Cheddar, is a very common cheese that is used. Find out, or different varieties, different names of the cheese. देखो यहाँ पे कुछ नाम दिया है. Again, in do you know, orange box. Good to know. Will not be asked in the example. Cottage cheese, cream cheese, mozzarella. जिन्होंने भी पिज्जा खाया है ये सब सुने होंगे ना. Mozzarella, cheddar. So this is one kind of product. These are dairy products that are produced using microbiology. So these products are pasteurized milk, yogurt, butter, and cheese. We will stop here. In the next class, which will be at 7:30 tomorrow morning on Zoom, we will continue with more products that we obtain by using microbiology, and we will start with probiotics. Please read the entire chapter. Please read the entire chapter. Just do a reading. You will come across a lot of names. There is nothing difficult to understand here. It's just names that we need to know. The different steps of the processes that we need to know. Also, look at the type of questions which are there in the exercise. Look at the type of questions and then read the chapter so that you know what you need to remember. You can focus while reading. And we will continue tomorrow.